Right, so welcome back to Rule the World, and let me take you on a tour of our castle kingdom so far, because I've made a few changes here and there, and I want to go over some of the details that I've added to the blacksmith and the smeltery while you guys were gone. Okay, so check it out. When we come over here, we've got the smeltery itself, and what I've used is, I've used some glass in a donut to make these tanks here to hold lava. And the lava is something we can use as fuel in the smeltery, and I've put some iron in the smeltery already smelting up so that we can use that as soon as possible to make some cool stuff. I've also got, I had to imagine what kind of things do you have at a blacksmith's, at a foundry, and you have a big cooling pool of water where we can dip all of our sweltering hot blades, just dip them into the water and they go and steam rises off them, and that's how you kind of temper the steel to make it stronger. And of course, we needed a tool forge, a bunch of tool stations and stencil tables, a part builder and a pattern chest. And I've created some patterns inside there to make some of the basic tools. Also a crafting station. Right, so what else are we going to use? Let's head back to the house and take a look at what we've got, because what I want to do this episode is create our first NPC worker. Right, okay, so let's make an NPC worker. First things first, I'm going to get my research book out of here and take a look at it. Now, what we want to do is, I think it's... Now, what do we need to get workers? I think we need leadership. So let's click on leadership, and let's see, right, so when we've unlocked leadership, and these are some of the things that we can build once we've unlocked leadership. Now, we can build a food bundle. A food bundle is what you need. It's one of the crafting ingredients to make a worker. Ah, nice. Whoa, we can also make a priest. So I guess that's a kind of a healer. A bard! Oh, no way! A bard is like an old-fashioned kind of dude that plays instruments and makes music and song. That'd be pretty cool. Upkeep order, work order, and combat order. Ah, right, now those are work orders that you can give to the workers to make sure they do specific jobs, to make sure they know what they're doing. Got lutes, a flute, a harp, and a drum. Weird. I think you give those to a bard, and they play music with those. I want to make a bard just so that we can try out the lute and the flute. But I tell you what, if we're going to make a bard, we're going to need to make a really cool tavern, a really cool pub for our bard to hang out and play music in. And then what we can actually do is invite all of our friends, get Duncan, Kim, Hannah, Nilesy, Lewis, and whoever else wants to play on the Flux Buddy server. We can get them over and have like an old-fashioned Rule the World shindig, and then when they're all in the same pub, I can burn the pub and all of my enemies are destroyed in one go. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'll be a bit nicer. But okay, and we can also build a town hall, and a town hall is what we use to feed our NPCs. They'll always go back to the town hall. It's a bit like dinosaurs on a feeder block. They'll go back to the town hall, pick up their snacks, their sandwiches, eat them, and then get back to what they're doing. So okay, we've unlocked leadership. So let's take a look. Type in at Ancient Warfare. Ancient Warf works well. And let's see, now we need to build a worker first things first. So we're going to need a couple of gold ingots, a wooden pickaxe, and a food bundle. And you make a food bundle by, lots of food. So we need some apples, some cooked pork chops, some cooked steaks, a water bottle, and a cooked chicken. Okay, well, what have we got of that in our chests? Let's take a look. Whoops. Okay, so we've got the raw beef and we can start cooking that right away, so let's get to it. And one of you guys in the comments section said that if I turn wooden logs into planks, it makes better fuel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook the steaks with the wooden planks. Now also we've got enough apples, and we've got enough cooked pork chops, although I am eating those myself. I might have to change my diet a bit. So that's, let's see. That's the meat taken care of and the apples, but what we need now is cooked chickens and water bottles. Well, okay, so I'm going to go out into the world and see if I can find myself some chickens, because I've probably already got the glass to make the water bottles. But I tell you what, since I might not, I'm going to smelt up some of this sand that we've got left so that we're definitely going to have enough sand when we get home. Okay, so we're on the case to find some chickens. Let's do it. Now, where the dickens am I going to find chickens, you might ask yourself? Well, that's the problem with Minecraft, because you can never know what's going to spawn. All we can really do is travel around the world when it's sunny, while the sun's up, and pray to God, or whoever you believe in, pray to Buddha, perhaps, and hope that we can find some chickens. So let's just see if any spawn. I've got a sleeping bag as well, which is probably the greatest tool you will ever craft in modded Minecraft, because it lets you skip the night, and the night is really what kills you, especially in modded Minecraft, because some of the NPC, some of the monsters that spawn at night are so crazy. Oh, I'll tell you what, I see some pigs. Now, we've got some cooked pork chops already, but we're going to need some to eat ourselves, so I'm going to lay waste to these pigs to get maximum bacon. Oh, yeah. Because we're going to need more than just one worker, so ideally, if we can find enough food to make lots of workers, we can get them working on our infernal conquest machine and conquer the world through might and meat. Okay, that's some pigs dispatched. And we've got to be on the lookout for chickens. They're the real thing that we're looking for now. Is that a chicken over there in the distance? No, it's actually a white log. Oh, there's one in the water. Sweet. Now, ideally, we're going to get some eggs from these guys as well. Because what we're going to need to do is probably make a chicken hutch. We're going to need all of these things to make a food bundle. Oh, whoa, a cooked chicken. Pretty sweet. And a feather. That'll come in handy making fletchings for our bow. Because if we're making an ancient warfare army, part of our army is definitely going to be archers, so we're going to have a reliable way to make lots... Oh, there's another chicken. To make lots and lots of arrows. Okay, there we go. Bam, another cooked chicken in the bag. Now, you can make workers simply by unlocking leadership, but if you want to make soldiers, and there are actually combat NPCs in the mod, so if you want to make your own soldiers for your army, what you can do is unlock another research thing called conscription, which is basically just forcibly making peasants, join your army as soldiers. And that's what we want to do. It's a bit of a nasty thing to do, but it's what they used to do all the time back in the olden days. So don't worry, it's A-OK and within the rules. Now, what's that down there? Is that iron? I think it is. Oh, I might take a pit stop and grab myself some iron. Oh, yeah, pretty sweet. This is going to come in really handy, and I'm likely to run out really fast because I'm going to have to get myself some tools for my NPCs to use, but also, before we set up a farm or a quarry, we're going to have a lot of trouble if we don't have enough materials. Now, one of the great things about how much cotton we have means we don't really need to worry about farming up wool or even string, because cotton can create both of those. Right, so let's take a look at our stocks so far. We've got 2 cooked chicken, 2 raw chickens, which isn't quite enough. We've got 16 pork chops, and all of our beef is at home cooking. So what I really want to do is I think maybe find some more chickens. Have I got any eggs? No, I haven't gotten lucky. But I will kill all the pigs that I find, just because pork chops are going to come in handy if I use them as my prime source of food. Another thing, once you create the food bundles, you can create a worker, but they still won't work until they've had some food. So we're going to have to make sure our town hall is plenty stocked, full of nutritious snacks for our guys to snack on their breaks from work. Oh, wow, whoa! This cow's just died in the middle of nowhere. Free beef, free leather. I won't say no. Oh, whoa! Looks like a skeleton has taken out a cow and himself with like a rocket launcher or something. Wow, that's a lucky find. Okay, I'm going to throw away this stone slab. And I really want that bone, so I'll get rid of that bluebell. And there we go, a bone. Never know when a bone might come in handy, especially if we need some bone meal. Ah, yeah, another chicken. Right, this is really what we want. Now, it's a shame that when you kill chickens, you don't scare them so badly that they poop out an egg. That would make it really easy to farm chickens. Okay, do you see any more chickens lying around? There's some baked beans or some brains down there. Not much so far. It looks like it's slim pickings for the chickens at the moment. Oh, what's that? A house over there. Let's go and check it out, because maybe there's some booty inside there. Oh, it's getting dark though, so tell you what I'll do. I'll get inside the house, and I'll have a bit of a kip. Oh, wow, there's a nice big pool of oil out here as well. Oh, man, what? Nothing but cobwebs? Don't need cobwebs. Actually, cobwebs can come in really handy, but I don't need any for sure. And there's nothing in these crafting benches. Okay, well, I reckon maybe 3 chickens. It's enough to craft at least my first worker, and that's all we really want to get started with. So let's just head back home and put our plans into motion, create a food bundle, and see if we can make our first worker. Ah, yeah, there it is, home sweet home, as our castle kingdom loads on the horizon. Oh man, a big chasm on the middle of our land. We're going to have to fill this up, but not before we've raided it of all the precious booty. There's lots and lots of ore down there. and that's the perfect place to get the first set for my suit of armor. Now, I'm a king, right? I'm Sir Stjin, but I'm ruler of these lands, and I need to make myself a really cool and impressive set of armor, and maybe a Valyrian steel, if I can find it, sword, to call my own, and that way I can really kind of look like the part as I rule my kingdom. Right, okay, so we're back home. Let's see if I've got all the ingredients, all the components to make our first worker. Now, one thing actually is gold. I've got some gold ingots lying around somewhere. Let's see, where have I put them? I had 11 of them. There they are. 11 gold ore. I'll tell you what, I'll get rid of some of this stuff. I've got like a pack full of junk. I don't need this clay, these building materials. They won't come in handy. The grout. Oh, I don't want grout. It's almost as bad as gout. Get the dirt in there. That bucket of lava, I could probably put that inside the smeltery, and I won't need any leather for the time being. Alright, so this looks pretty good. Now I'm going to need to cook the steak, so let's just take the beef out there and put the pork chops in. I'm also going to need to cook the chicken, so let's just get what glass we have so far and put the chicken in there instead, and that'll get us 3 cooked chickens. So apart from that, we need apples, which we've got some of, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because apples are such an important part for making NPCs. What I'm going to do is for 2 of these apples, because we're only going to make 1 worker to start with, I'm going to turn these apples into apple tree saplings so that we can just get apples as they fall off the tree, rather than having to dig through regular vanilla trees to get apples, because apples have a really low spawn rate when you try and pick them off regular trees. But if you make, what you do is you go into the crafting bench, you put down an oak sapling, a couple of apples, and bam, you get apple saplings from Pam's Harvest Craft, which is a great mod. I'm going to put this research book actually back in the research table. There we go. In fact, we might as well adjust our research queue to find out what we're going to do next. Now, we're going to make an NPC, but we're going to have a specific type of NPC. You can make a worker, but unless you give him a job to do, like farming or fishing or mining, he won't do anything. So we should probably, I think animal husbandry is quite high on the list, because you need that, I guess, to make an animal farm, to make our workers look after animals. So I'm going to tick that. And conscription is important because we need that to make troops. Also, let's see. Construction lets us give our workers jobs to do. We can put down templates and they'll fill in the gaps of those templates by making their own buildings, and that might come in really handy later on. But for the time being, let's put the leather that we have inside the research station, and we can get back to that later and get working on the next research when we need it. But for the time being, we've got everything we need to make our first worker. Almost. We just need to make the glass into bottles. Let's do that now. And that's just glass in a V. Let's make 6 just for good measure. And fill them up in the well that we have just outside our front door. There we go. It's really useful having a 2x2 block of water like that just outside your front door, because you can always go and fill up your bottles whenever you want, and you've got like an infinite source of water. It's great. Okay, my cooked pork chops, my cooked chicken. All right, that's everything we need. Oh wait, I'll put down the apple saplings first. Probably around the back here looks like a good place, near all of our other crops. I'll put them quite high as well, because the apples can grow quite low, and if it's too low to the ground, you won't be able to get them. You won't be able to get underneath the tree to get the apples. So I'm going to get my spade out and dig away some of this dirt around the trees. Oh yeah, there we go. The perfect spot for our apple trees. Pretty sweet. Now I'm going to leave them here to grow and take care of my workers. Now I've put a few decorations down you might have seen. I sheared off some dark oak leaves to use as hedges, and I've also got some rose bushes that I found out in the world. There's also some of these flowers over here, these azure bluets, and some more roses down there. And I want to make sure that as I'm expanding my castle kingdom, I keep it looking nice and fresh and beautiful. Also, another idea I had was these sakura blossoms over here. Now check out this tree. This is probably my favorite tree in the world, the sakura tree. So what I want to do is, as soon as I get a lumber axe, cut this down, collect all the saplings that I can, and make sure that the sakura tree is the only tree pretty much that's planted around my kingdom. The eucalyptus over there is a pretty cool looking tree, but I gotta say, it's not as nice as that really rich and bold purple pink. It's a really cool colour that I want to splash around my kingdom. Right, so all the pieces of the puzzle are in place. Let's put the steaks there. The cooked pork chop in the top right. It was the chicken in the bottom right, if I remember correctly. An apple in the top left. A bottle of water in the bottom left. And, oh, whoa, what's this? Is there something wrong with that recipe? Let me check. No, it looks okay to me, so why can't I do it? It says AW crafting there. What does that mean? Steaks, apples, cooked pork chop, cooked chicken, water bottle. Steak, apples, cooked pork chop, cooked chicken, and water bottle. Well, what could be wrong? I'll tell you what I think is wrong. I think what we have to do is create it in the engineering station. So let's try it in here instead. Put an apple in the top left, 2 steaks in the middle, a cooked pork chop in the top right, a chicken in the bottom left, a water bottle, and I still can't do it. Why is that? That's weird. Oh wait, now hang on a sec. The missing piece of the puzzle is my research book that I have to put in the bottom left. Let's try that. Yes! Woohoo! We've made our food bundle. Okay, and that's an important part of this mod. There's a lot of weird things you have to do that are outside normal Minecraft, like you can't use a normal crafting station, but if you follow this guide, you should be in the know. Right, okay, so we've got our first food bundle. What else? Well, we need to make our gold ore into real gold. As in smelted. So let's go and take a look at the smeltery and see what our iron is doing. Now, unfortunately, you can make all kinds of alloys when you smelt different metals in the smeltery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bleed off some of this iron, get it out of the way, and then put the gold in. Right, so there's 5 ingots left. Now that's not quite enough to make a block, but what I can do is just bleed off what I can and leave this basin on the left here as the iron basin, and whenever I have more iron, I can always just empty it off into here and get the iron blocks out. Okay, so let's throw in the gold and see how much we get. Now, when you put ore in the smeltery, you get twice as much ore back as bars. So we've got 11 gold ore in there. We're going to get back 22 gold bars. Pretty sweet. So let's just wait for that to happen and enjoy the nice open, just smell that fresh Minecraftier air as we survey the horizon. We could build a docks over there and have a shipyard to mount our troops on and mount an invasion. Got the desert over there. We've got to be careful that no desert sand troopers come out from there. I wonder what kind of evils would emanate from a sandy desert. We've got to be careful. We've got to be vigilant, and we probably want to build a wall in that direction to make sure no sandy evils come and kill us in the dead of night. Alright, so I think the gold might be smelted by now. Let's go and take a look. Oh no, very almost there. Alright, there it is, 22 ingots. So let's just get out these ingots. And again, we want to get out as much as we can. So I think at the moment that's only 2 blocks, and that should leave us with, I think, about 4 blocks in the smeltery. Let's go and take a look. Yeah, there's 4 ingots left in there. So okay, a couple of gold blocks. Let's go and make our first NPC. Now I think you have to use the engineering station to make our NPC. So let's go and take a look and see if that's true. It might be the case, it might not be. Let's take a look. So you need a food bundle. Oh, of course I need a wooden pickaxe as well. Luckily I got plenty of planks lying around. So we'll need sticks. And a wooden pick. Right, so the recipe was 1 wooden pick. Oh, got a gold block there. We need gold ingots instead. So let's see, you put 2 gold ingots on the left. You put a wooden pickaxe in the middle, a food bundle in the top, and oh yeah, here's our worker. Now you might be thinking, wait, hang on a sec, that doesn't look like a worker. That's just a piece of paper with a pickaxe on it. Oh, watch out, nighttime. Let's have a sleep quickly. Right, awesome. So we've got our worker. Let's put him down and have some fun with him. Okay, now we're going to put him near the blacksmith. We're not going to make him a blacksmith, but we're just going to right click on the floor to see what happens when we put a worker down. Okay, let's do it. Kablam! Oh, wow. Oh, whoa. It kind of looks like me. It's like Steve, but he's got some blue overalls and a white shirt. That's pretty awesome. Right, okay, so there's some details that come up above him. Now, the worker tells you what he's doing above his head as he does it. At the moment, you see, like, that's supposed to be a pork chop, and it says no, which means he doesn't have the food to do anything. What we can do, though, is we can right-click on him, and we can give him a name, we can give him a tool, more importantly, and we can give him armor and a shield. We can also give him an upkeep order or a manual order. Now, what we're going to do, first things first, we haven't actually got anywhere for this guy to go. We could make him a farmer, but we don't have a farm. We could make him a miner, but we don't have a mine. So we haven't got anything we can do with this guy. What we can do, though, is give him a place to eat and a name. So what are we going to name our first dude? I'll tell you what, guys, I'm going to leave it to you. So what I want you guys at home to do is to say in the comments section what you think our guy should be called. I'll take a look through, pick the best one I think, and I'll change the worker into that name, and I'll give you a shout out at home. I'm also going to, before next episode as well, put the winning banner coat of arms onto a painting and splash it around my castle kingdom. Right, so without further ado, let's give our worker, who doesn't have a name yet, but I want you guys to suggest a good name, well, let's give him a place to go, a place to eat, a place to hang out in the form of a town hall. So let's do it. Right, so it's time for another big build, and this time I'm building the town hall. Now, there's not much cause for this building. The only reason I need it is as a place to literally put the town hall block. But I figure every castle kingdom needs a town hall, and we'll find plenty of reasons to have this building and loads of things to put in here, I'm really sure. But I want it to be a big building because all of our workers and all of our soldiers are going to have to hustle and bustle inside and outside of this building. So I picked this nice area right in the middle of what's going to be my kingdom, just down a bit from the blacksmith. Now again, I wanted to use simple materials with this build, so I focused on gathering up plain old oak logs, oak planks, and cobblestone. And that's why pretty much all of this build is made from oak planks and cobblestone. And the cool thing about that is you don't need to mess around at home if you're trying to copy my build. You can literally just go out, chop down some oak trees, dig up some stone, and you'll already have, with those two things, everything you need to build the bare bones of this build project, the town hall. Now, another great thing to do when you're trying to build something is, well, you can pluck ideas from your imagination. But what I really like to do is go to Google image search and look up some examples of buildings that I wanted to copy. And I was heavily inspired with this building by the town hall from World of Warcraft. But you don't have to stop there. You can search for any kind of town hall, any kind of building that you're building. Just look up Google image search and find something that's right for your build, something that looks just right. So I wanted to have a kind of a T shape, a kind of Tetris T shape for the base of the building, but I wanted a little more height for this town hall because I figure most town halls, they usually have like a big clock or a big bell right at the top of them. So I wanted the center to be left free so that I could build a huge tower that reaches up, not right to the sky, but definitely about another story up. And I'll probably end up putting a giant bell in there because there's no real way to put a clock on top of this tower. So I'm using oak logs as the structure, as the framework of my build, and that's going to be the skeleton. The skin, the flesh, the actual building, the walls, they're going to be made from cobblestone, and around the edge of the build I have cobblestone stairs just to bring it out a bit and make it seem a little bit less flat. Now I want the doors on 3 of the sides of this town hall to be really, really big, because I'm not quite sure how these NPCs work, how well they handle. And I'm a bit worried that if I have my door too small, the NPCs won't be able to get in, and our worker and our soldiers won't be able to feed themselves. If they can't feed themselves, they're going to starve. Now again, I've got a simple peaked roof. You can see me here. I've built out of oak wood stairs. That's oak wood planks turned upside down and normal way up to make that kind of peaked effect that you've seen me do a million times. But again, I'm doing it here. And I've also built the tower up really high and used that kind of pyramid peaked effect on that as well. Now, I haven't got the gold yet because this is still early days in my castle kingdom. I'm going to be a rich lord one day, but right now I'm a bit penniless. I haven't really got that much in the way of gold, and I want to save what I have to build important things. So, for the time being, we're just going to leave the bell tower empty, but as soon as we can afford the gold, we're going to put a giant gold bell up there to show the world how rich we are at the castle kingdom, because we're going to need to accrue great wealth if we want to rule the world. Right, and there you have it, guys. This is the pretty much finished town hall. I might add a little bit of decoration here and there in the end, but for the time being, this is a pretty cool looking, functional build, and I can't wait to get my town hall plonked inside. So let's jump in game and take a look-see and see what we need to do to build the town hall. Right, so we've got a pretty sweet looking town hall. Oh, I'm really pleased with this build, actually. Can't wait to get my town hall in there. So we're just going to find out how exactly you make a town hall. And let's scroll around until we see it. Do you see it on the bar? A drafting station, a survival structure builder. I have no idea what that is. That sounds pretty cool though. Structure builder, world gen structure builder. I don't know what that is. Where are we? Town hall. There it is. That stone brick with the golden kind of crested edges. Right, okay, so this is pretty simple to make. We just need stone brick, oak wood, and a chest. Wow, that's crazy easy to make. Now, I'm not sure if I can use different types of wood. But let's go and get what we need and make our town hall. Right, so let's try it out with different types of wooden block. Now, if I remember rightly, what was it? Let's have a look. Wood down at the bottom in a T. Oh, let's put this back first. A chest in the middle. And stone brick around the edges. Now, here we go. Does it work? Oh, no, it doesn't. We need to not use dark oak. We need to use plain old oak. So let's go and find some oak wood from the trees over yonder. Oh, and it looks like our apples have grown. Look, check this out. The apple tree is completely grown. Oh, sweet. Now, you remember we raised it up off the ground onto these muddy blocks. Well, that's a kind of a cool trick to get your trees much higher than they're supposed to be. But you're left with this awkward situation of it looks like it's grown on mud. But that's okay, because what we can do is we can go over here, dig up some of these trees, some of the normal oak woods. I think there's some around here. This is where I dug them before. Of course, remember, you should always replant your forest. Whenever you dig down a sapling, make sure you put another sapling down. Whenever you chop down a tree, put a sapling down, because that's how you keep wood renewable. Right, okay, so that's a few logs, but we're going to need a couple more to use this tree. So, like I was saying, I'm going to replace the wooden logs here with these oak wood logs that I just dug up. And hey presto, man, you'd never know that these trees weren't supposed to be built here. Oh yeah, looking pretty good. And we farmed a few apples from them as well. Now the apples fall off by themselves, or you can run up to the trees and pick them. So you don't need to worry too much about having to collect them and putting hoppers underneath them. Right, okay, so that's everything we need, I think. Let's take the wood up, the dark wood out of there. Put the oak wood in here. Oh, now of course, right, I'm doing this wrong. I should be using the engineering station instead, of course. Maybe that's why the dark oak didn't work. Let's try that. And the chest. Ah, no, it definitely has to be normal oak wood. So, no worries. Blam! A town hall! Oh, yeah. Pretty sweet. Okay, let's put this baby down. Now, I wonder, actually, now, where's our worker gone? Was he over here? We haven't given him a name yet. Make sure you say in the comments section what you want to call him. Now, have we got any cooked food honors? We've got some apples. That should work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this town hall whack bam right in the middle of the town hall. Now, unfortunately, I can't quite put it smack bam in the middle because the middle is kind of like a 4 block, not a 1 block. But let's plonk it down and see if that worker comes over here. Oh, he's coming! Look! That hungry little bugger! He wants some food! He can sense that there's some food inside here. So let's just make sure he's not upset when he arrives. Okay, where's he going? Where's he gone? There he is! Oh, he's a bit lost, but he's found his way. Oh, yeah! Woohoo! And he's taken some apples. Nice. 3. You greedy glutton, you. All right, sweet. Oh, awesome. That's amazing. Right, well, this has been Rule the World. We've got our first worker, and we've built a really swanky town hall. Make sure you post in the comments section what you think we should call this worker, because I want to give him a really cool name, because this is our first civilian. This is our first peasant in our castle kingdom. So make sure you name him well. Now, I've been Stjen. Make sure you hit like, favorite, and subscribe right now if you want me to make more of these videos. And until next time, say goodbye, Ralph. Is that your name? Is Ralph your name? It's not his name. He's not. He's looking at me, isn't he? I think he wants to kill me.